Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Fresh and the Furious tournament. My name is Breaker Thigh. Standing in for, I'm not sure. Someone's supposed to be here. So I am your interim announcer. You are watching Game 8 of the Fresh and Furious tournament. We are looking at the, oh boy. We're looking at the Renegades, the North Central Renegade roller derby team versus the Burning Renegades. I might have gotten that wrong. North Central Roller Derby versus the Burning Renegades. Just let me get my papers sorted out here. If you're new to roller derby, here's how it works. The skater with the star is called the jammer. It is their responsibility to score the points. They do so by passing the other skater's hips. The other players, the other skaters who aren't wearing a star, those are called the blockers, and their job, they have two jobs. The first is to prevent the jammer from getting by them and thereby giving up their points, and to help their own jammer through. Okay, I'm almost sorted out. Game 8. Oh, got it. Okay, sorry everybody, I was just looking for the rosters. The score right now is North Central 8, Burning Renegades 4. Burning Renegades are a composite team of the Cleveland, Ohio and Alliston, Ontario teams. North Central Roller Derby is another composite team comprised of Orangeville Roller Girls, South Simcoe, which is Barrie, Northern Ontario, which is Sudbury, Timmins, Nipissing, Cochrane, Kirkland Lake, and I'm going to pronounce this one wrong, Temiskaming. I'm not from here. I don't know. I thought Kapuskasing was called Kapuskasing for the first half of my life. And Thunder Bay. The lead jammer is for our black team, North Central Roller Derby. That is number 687. Knockatooth Abbey calling it off before anyone can score any points. The only skater who can call off a jam is the lead jammer. And that is determined in the very first, like right off the whistle, when everything starts. It's called the initial pass. Both jammers try to make it through the pack. The first one out gets that lead jammer status. And that means you can call it off the jam at any point during the 2-minute jam. So right now we're looking at North Central's jammer. Who is that? Number 515, Tough as Bales. She's made it through and she can call it off strategically. She was looking over her shoulder a while ago to see where the other jammer is. She's going to try to pick up those points and she did pick up 4 points by skating along the inside line. Calling it off before number 93, Shock Nest Monster can engage with the pack. You're watching both teams setting up their defensive walls. If you're wondering what the skater with the stripe on their head is doing, that's the pivot. They used to be kind of like the quarterback of the team, but now they're more strategic in that they're the backup jammer. So if ever the jammer's having a hard time to get through the pack, gets tired, or just for some strategic reason it makes sense to pass that helmet cover, it's going to go to the pivot and only the pivot. Our lead jammer called it off after scoring 1 point. Sometimes that's the way the game has to go. You chip away 1 point at a time. It is now 18-4 for North Central Roller Derby. Our roster for North Central today is number 11, Terrible Tara, number 15, Goldie Blocks, 1818, Frankenstein, number 228, Jazz Mental, number 29, Freckled Fury, number 33, Slay Her, number 515, Tough as Bales, number 56, Dennis's Menace, number 687, Knocktooth Abbey, number 73, Misfits, number 78, Demolition, number 87, Sassy Whiplash, number 90, Rathwell, And on the bench, we've got Dolly Ruger and the Marshal and someone else, Veruca Salter. I'm being joined now by Professor Vex. Professor Vex, I'm Breaker Thigh. Not supposed to be on this one. Here's your mic. The score is now 23-4 for the North Central Roller Derby. So we're looking at North Central here and Burning Renegades here. We're on game 8. So I've gone through Derby 101. Now we're just calling the play. You're on, right?
All right. And we've got the game on.
And I'm back. Now the nerd is joining you on the call. How's it going, Vex?
I'm doing really well, thanks, Nerd.
Good.
Just saw a really great game between Royal City and Hammer City.
Yes, just saw that as well. And we've got an impressive one here. So, Burning Renegades down right now. North Central looking to advance with a victory here to the knockout stages of the tournament.
Oh, and we just got a back block penalty. So it's going to be a power jam.
Burning Renegades jammer almost through on the inside, just got exited as she pushed her way through.
Oh, and trying to sneak up the inside there and makes it on the out.
And there it is, Shock Nest Monster now putting down the Grand Slam to get the Burning Renegades back into this game. North Central Roller Derby beat combo team number 2 earlier on in the tournament, if you were watching that one. And Burning Renegades are the Renegade Derby Dames with Burning River Roller Derby. This is the first time that Cleveland, Ohio has been represented at the Fresh and the Furious tournament.
It's really amazing how everyone's coming from so far around, not just Southern Ontario anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been used to having Southern Ontario, Quebec, Northern Ontario as well, but outside of Queen City from Buffalo coming, this is the first time we've had such American participation. Skaters from Suburbia and New York, a couple different New York leagues represented, and of course Burning River here in this game. Tough as nails, Bales, back on the track, pounding her way through an initial pass. She had a very strong game earlier on for North Central Roller Derby. And 10 points picked up. Burning Renegades now suddenly back in at 28-14, a very low-scoring game. And it looks like Demon Star, the bench coach for the Burning Renegades, killing some time here. Maybe looking just to give her team a timeout, but time is not on her side as her team is down right now, 14 minutes in. Once again, I'm the Derby Nerd here with Professor Vex. Sorry I was a little late on that call. The schedule gets a little thrown into chaos as we had some injury timeouts.
It's one of the truisms of a Fresh and Furious. I found you can look at the schedule and it won't last more than a couple of games.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you are able to keep up at home. I don't even know what to tell you about which game this is supposed to be. I believe this is the 140 game, originally scheduled at 140.
I think that's it.
Yes.
So this game's actually being played early.
Yes, we're keeping ahead of schedule here. The original game that was scheduled for 12:20 here in the bubble has been shifted over to Ted Reeve, is being played at the moment, or just coming to its conclusion, I guess. So yes, but tune in to Hogtown Roller Derby for the live updated schedule. It will be updated all day throughout the day, so that you can keep informed about what's happening here at the Fresh and the Furious 2018. I have to admit, though, the league and the organizers working very well to keep things on track here and working very quickly, making those adjustments, moving games wherever they need to be, starting games early if possible as well.
No, we're really fortunate to have 2 separate venues so we can move things around a bit like that as they need.
Yeah, and we're fortunate to have a league that's run this tournament for 8 straight years now as well. Ready for anything. All right, timeout is over now. Back on the track, Burning Renegades looking to continue the momentum they picked up in that last jam. And they do. Second straight lead jammer status picked up.
And they've both escaped the pack, and so it's going to be a bit of a foot race.
But a half-track lead for Bruce Clues now, hitting that pack, looking for some points. Down on a knee, quickly back up. North Central Jammer tried to sneak through on the inside, did get shut down, so it's going to be a 5-point pickup indicated by the referee. And now looking for more. Cuts right through the center of the pack, avoids that hit at turn 4 and through for another Grand Slam.
But North Central Derby has gotten through as well and picked up 4 points for themselves.
And so Reading Renegades going to call that off now. 10-4 was the final. I wonder if there was... Both those skaters were on a scoring pass, and yet one of them got a Grand Slam. I wonder if that extra point should be taken away.
Well, it's always possible to get the extra lap point as long as you pass the jammer and then they pass.
That's true,
but,
yeah.
I'm sure the refs saw it the way that it went.
Yes.
Refs never make mistakes at roller derby.
No, ever. No, this is actually a pretty good crew here at Fresh and Furious. We have a nice mix of new and experienced referees, announcers, skaters, everyone. Vex, I believe this is the first time you've ever been on the mic.
I was doing the in-house at Ted Reeve just before this.
All right.
Yeah, no, this is my first time as an announcer. I enjoyed skating in Fresh 2 years ago and helping to coach it last year for the Vipers, and this year I'm trying to be as neutral as possible.
Well, the Vipers are not in this game, so we don't have to worry about it. For those listening at home, Professor Vex, skater with Toronto Roller Derby's Vipers, and also spent a considerable amount of time with the Death Track Dolls this season as well.
Absolutely. I got the privilege of being called up with them almost every game.
Yeah. All right, North Central Roller Derby coming out of that one on top, 8-4. Once again, the winner of this will advance to the knockout stages of the Fresh and the Furious tournament. Really two mixed teams. Burning Renegades and North Central Roller Derby.
Oh, wow. North Central Roller Derby has players from everywhere in Ontario. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, they bringing the Nord collective of Sudbury, Timmins, Nipissing, Cochrane, Kirkland Lake, Temiskaming, and Thunder Bay. And then adding to that, skaters from South Simcoe and Orangeville, a little here closer to the GTA.
Skaters from Toronto sometimes think that Barrie counts as Northern Ontario, but when you get up to Thunder Bay, you realize it doesn't.
Yeah, and actually, I'm sure there are even people that would argue that Sudbury and Timmins and those kind of places probably don't qualify for Northern Ontario either, really, but the gateway to the north, let's call it that. Tough as Bales is your lead jammer for North Central Roller Derby, and she is making quick work of that track and already in scoring. Couldn't make it through on the inside, looking for a lane on the outside, gets through, picks up all 4. And calls it off. Very impressed by this North Central Roller Derby team. They're such a good collective organization in that region of Ontario. They work very closely together. They've been sending teams to this Fresh and Furious tournament for years. They also do put together Northern Roller Derby All-Stars as well. They just played at a tournament in Sudbury a few weeks ago. The Nickel City hosted a tournament featuring the senior version of this North Central Roller Derby team.
Oh, and some great defense right now, keeping both jammers behind the pack.
And
but North Central gets through.
Sassy Whiplash now is your lead jammer. Only has about 30 feet to work with, though, and points very ahead of the pack for Sassy Whiplash. She's going to try and get him anyway. Cuts through, calls it off. That was a 2 for 4 on that pass. We are actually waiting to get confirmation of those 4 points, but it looked like she passed both blockers in the pack. And there were 2 coming out of the penalty box. That should account for a 4-point call. And there it is, all 4 points on the board. Very impressed by this North Central roller derby team.
It's always tough for teams who haven't practiced together a lot to come together and coalesce in a short tournament, but both teams seem to be doing it really well this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's another foot race with a call off before any points were scored.
Managed to kill a few moments on the clock. 6 minutes to go now here in this 20-minute game. I'm not exactly sure what's coming up next here on the bubble bracket, to be honest, to let you know. Scheduled is to be a matchup between the Thicket, I believe, and the losers of this, or of the game that's happening right now in Ted Reeve Arena. Annabelle Lecture through, initial pass complete. Tough as Bales, though, having another successful jam for North Central roller derby, picks up 4 points. Looks like North Central is going to keep this jam going. They must like something about this matchup.
Burning Renegades pick up some points, and the two jammers are close together and racing towards the pack.
And a big hit at the second apex will slow down the Burning Renegades jammer, but only for a moment. She gets back up, gets through the pack, and does get all 4 points. So North Central will be able to come out of that one ahead 10-8 with 5 minutes to go here, nursing a 22-point lead. So again, the winner of this game moves through to the next round. The loser will get a second shot to get through. Nice last-minute exit hit forces Sassy Whiplash back into the back of the pack. Sassy Whiplash with some nice skating does get exited. Chella shocked with a nice exit hit there, forcing her to reset. And now trapped behind a trio of defenders.
North Central's doing a really good job of controlling the pack there and keeping a goat on their side, allowing their jammer to get through.
Lead jammer established once again. Sassy Whiplash weaving her way through. A grand slam, picked up 5 more points. Potentially big jam here late in the game for North Central roller to be looking to lock this one down.
Oh, and just skated right through the pack there, almost unopposed.
Another grand slam. And a nice star pass now for the Burning Renegades, looking to limit the damage.
You don't see too many star passes at Fresh. It's one of those things that you have to really work at to get.
I have to admit, though, you're totally right. I think I've seen more star passes this year than I saw in all of Fresh last year already, just in the early stages of this tournament. Every year, it seems like the strategic level of play just advances a little bit. The Fresh meet training seems to be happening at a much higher level now than it used to.
Yeah, the teams really do seem to be caring about strategy and not just skating skills at this point. And
yeah,
it's going to make for better derby all around.
Absolutely. If this is the starting level of the sport for these skaters, just think about how good it's going to get in years. And that's, I think, been a staple of this tournament over the years, is that the entry level of the sport just keeps getting higher and higher.
Wow, 18 points scored for North Central, having them more than doubling up the Burning Renegades at this point.
That was a huge game-changing jam with just 2 minutes left to go, almost virtually putting the game out of reach for the Burning Renegades.
And North Central picks up lead jam.
Oh, it looks like no, and Lead Jammer will not be given a no pass and no penalty being indicated, so she's not Lead Jammer, although she did get through the pack first. And that means with the Burning Renegades jammer just coming out of the penalty box, there will be no Lead Jammer for this jam. It's going to go the full 2.
We've got a 7-second period and jam differential, so if this jam does go length.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't realize. I forgot that the Burning Renegades jammer started the penalty box in the penalty box, and so was able to get through and call it off.
Just about immediately. There's going to be time for one more jam now.
Yes. So great heads-up play from that jammer.
And I think that's exactly goes back to the talking about strategy, and that's not a rookie move.
Yeah, absolutely. Knowing that coming out of the penalty box, she knew better than I did that she had started in there and was therefore eligible for Lead Jammer status. Giving her team one more chance here, and as you mentioned, what will probably be the final jam of the game, and North Central picks up Lead Jammer status. Tough as nails. She's making an early argument for tournament MVP here for North Central.
But Bruce Clues gets through as well, and it's going to be tough to pick up 43 points, but...
And of course, Tough as Bales could just keep this jam going for another 10 seconds. They can afford to give up a few points. Point differential will not mean anything moving forward. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. Oh, and Bruce Clues gets a forearm penalty just to make it official. So North Central Roller Derby will be the first team at the 2018 Fresh and the Furious to advance to the knockout stages of the tournament.
Looks like she's keeping the jam going and just enjoying being the only jammer out there for a while.
Looking to pick up some points. One thing, North Central, they do have a full roster of skaters, so they don't have to be as concerned about pacing themselves as some of these other teams do. We did see earlier Nemesis, a team from Sherbrooke, skating with just 7 skaters. They were very quick to end that game, the opening game, as soon as they possibly could, just to ensure that they weren't working their skaters. But in this opportunity, it looks like the North Central bench just wants to give all their skaters an opportunity to skate this game out, and they do so just as they hit the century mark.
It's always nice seeing triple-digit scores as a team.
Absolutely, especially in these 20-minute games. That is a tough hill to climb to get up to that century mark. So there it is, 100-38. The referees just checking the score cards to make sure that that is official. But North Central Roller Derby, the first to advance to the final 8.
It's exciting times for them.
Yeah, absolutely. This mishmash team. And there it is. It is now official. So it looks like coming up here, I believe we have the Thicket. We're still waiting for the Quad City Hot Rods and the Smash Wad game to end. We will get that to you as soon as we possibly can.
It's going to be a quick turnaround for the loser of that game.
Yeah, it will be, yeah. So just to let you know, we are a little bit behind. That's why the schedule is not quite matching up, but please just tune in to the Hogtown Roller Derby website. They are going to be updating the bracket live as the day goes on. We'll try and do our best to keep you updated here as well.
And if you do happen to miss any of the games while you're on the stream, just use the DVR function and go back and watch what you missed.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful function here on the Layer9.ca production of the 2018 Fresh and the Furious. I'm the Derby Nerd.
And I'm Professor Vex.
And we will be back shortly.
Sorry for being late. Oh, you were? Okay. You were calling, right? I was watching that game, and I thought, oh, no, it's time. Turn these off. We don't. Yeah, I thought we were okay, so I wasn't going. Why were we going to let off? We missed the beginning of that call. We didn't realize that they were starting early.
I didn't either,
Yeah. But anyway,
because I was over there going, nothing's
thank you so
happening.
much. I had no idea that they were starting that game.
Well, I think what happened was, because on the schedule that Jax made this morning, you didn't have the 1 o'clock game, you had the 1:40 game, and that's...
I don't know how I missed that.
Well, it's because this 1 o'clock's here and 1:40's here.
Oh, okay.
So then 140, who's doing 140? Is this on the...
Now we're back on the regular.
Back on 140? Okay.
Okay.